We have one of our brothers that's talking about, a point, as we've been having a series of videos of speaking about how, the white supremacists love to hate on black people, love to pocket watch. But let's go ahead and roll that.
That's one thing my grandfather always told me is like, you want to get under a white man's skin, you want to say something he don't like, tell that man you make more money than him. Watch how quickly he wants to kill you, bro. That's one thing a white man can't accept, bro. A black man that makes more money than him. That shit will fucking...
This brother is absolutely correct. Do you know that more black business owners were, hanging basically in America, being strange fruit, because they couldn't stand these black business owners having more than them, even during Jim Crow? They hate that. Look at Black Wall Street. We talk about that, right? Why did that happen? Because we were doing better than them. Prior to that happening, the white supremacists came home from World War I and saw how great black people were doing during segregation, during Jim Crow, saying you can live nowhere near white folk and still doing better than them. There were reports that the white men at the time saying that how is it that these Negroes are doing so much better than us? We living in shacks and they living in mansions. And that's what caused the destruction in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Africa, another name, Black Wall Street. That's what caused that. The pure jealousy of the white supremacists of black people having something for themselves. Every time black people have something for ourselves in the world, they get jealous of that. You have a successful business, they jealous. You have, a farm, they jealous. There's a lot of farmland black people lost because black people's crops are doing so much better than their crops. Sabotaging black people's land, doing funny style things with the tax codes to get black people to lose their land. Even to this day, they don't want to finance black farmers at all. Now, it tells you how evil they are. They're evil because if I'm a president of a nation or the government, I don't care what color you are, you're producing food and you are important to our nation. I don't care about no freaking color. Whatever you need from this government to keep producing food for this nation, you're going to have it. But no, they will harm black farmers and make sure to just do for the white farmers. That's how stupid they are. They're idiots. So the black farmers' food is not going to be as good as the white farmers' food? That's dumb. And black people been in agriculture. We are the original agriculture community of America. We were doing all the crops and everything during slavery. It wasn't the white man. Not at all. This is how evil these people are. And this is why the condition that we're in today. There's so much land available in America right now that a lot of people that can get and make farmland out of. And they, they'll sabotage black folks every step of the way. I told you no other community is sabotaged like we are when we trying to do something for ourselves. Talking about Rosewood. You remember that movie and that story, right, in Florida. Every time, you remember Slocum, Texas, another, when they talk about these massacres that happen, right? It's always jealousy. When Slocum, they went in there to run black people out and they went in there to take black people's stuff. Things they didn't build. Black people in their own area, minding their business, taking their things, right? That has been the history of the white supremacists in America. Always jealous of the black man and woman or what they're doing. When you look at an NBA player or some sort of sports player in our community, what he doing with all that money? Why he got to have that money? You talk about somebody in music. Why he got to have all that money? Somebody acting or whatever the case may be. What is he doing with that money? They never ask no white person what they're doing with their money in the same profession that the black people are in. They'll never ask them what they doing with all that money. Why he spending that? You know what I'm saying? Black people buy something. Ooh, he bought this big house. Why is it news that this dude bought a house? Have you noticed that? They don't make a big deal out of white people or white celebrities buying a house. Black man go get a few businesses. Ooh, look at him. He got this many businesses. Shaquille O'Neal, look how many businesses he owns. Shaquille O'Neal isn't the only sports player or former player. They got businesses and franchises. But why you making a big news when a black person do it? Have y'all noticed that? We're not even asking to know about Shaquille O'Neal's business or any other black man's business. But they always watching our pockets. Have y'all noticed that? Always. Do you know they measure themselves based on our success? Do you know that? They have been doing that forever. If they keep us down, they're happy. If we up, then it's a problem. They measure our level of success based on how well white supremacy is working. Because white supremacy is supposed to keep us sabotaged and not having anything. They can't stand to see you do good. That's why I love to see black people do good. See, I'm not jealous of no black people when you're doing good. I love to see it, because if you're successful, it makes me happy. If you're a millionaire, billionaire, I'm happy. I'm happy with it because I love it. I love to see my people doing well. I love to see my people being these entrepreneurs, becoming, millionaires. Or even if you're making six figures and doing very well, you're making $500,000 a year or something like that. I'm cool. You're making 100,000, 300,000. I love to see it. Because every time we have a successful black person with resources, and then you apply those resources back in the community, like you create jobs for people in the community, there's jobs that a black person don't have to go deal with a white supremacist about. They can wear their natural hair. They could, be themselves. That's a good thing. Some of our brothers and sisters that's coming out of prison, we can hire them, because black-owned businesses hire more black people out of prison than any other employer. This is why we need our black-owned businesses to get from 2.4% to at least 10 to 15% in America. We need to have that. We need a mass movement of not becoming an employee, but becoming the employer, becoming the entrepreneur. Because if we are if our businesses at 2.4% making $206 billion a year, think about what we're going to make at 10 to 15%. I say the white supremacists don't like us anyway, whether we poor or got money. So I'd rather them hate on me when I got it, when I'm comfortable, when I can vacation, all of that. Have you noticed that the white supremacists don't tell you to go back to Africa no more? See, at one point in time, they used to tell you to go back to Africa. Remember that? When we couldn't afford to go to Africa, in the African nation. Notice when we start going to African nations on our own and enjoying ourselves, and anybody that travel with this particular channel, I make sure that you stay in real nice places. I don't do no struggle 99 travel. I will never do that. Never. So if you see us talking about a trip somewhere, and we only do that for you. We don't do it for me. We do it for you. Based on each trip, we decide if we're going to do another one. I know some people say, well, y'all do another one. We have to see how this goes and what the discussions and things like that afterwards, right? But we only do those trips for you. Listen, they don't like to see black people go on the African continent. When you show up, them folks looking at you like, what you doing here? We belong there. What do you mean? Why are you here? That's the question. Why are you here? Europe is over there. We back where we belong. What are you talking about? That's why I love to see black people travel. I love it because they can't stand it. Because they know good and well people that travel, they got a little change on them. They know. So keep being successful, black people. Keep being successful. Do that. I love to see it. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about, our brother here, and just, really homing in on how the white supremacists is so jealous of us. And it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe. That way, just hit that subscribe button. That way you know exactly when we post another video. Always click that like button. On every video that we have, click the like button, let the algorithm know, say, hey, okay, they're liking this video. Let's share this a lot more, because we need this message out here that black people must become successful. Like I said, the white supremacists don't like us anyway, whether we poor or got money. So I say get money and let them hate because of that. Because a lot of the white supremacists are poor, broken, destitute. Understand? And when you make it and got something, it just messes with their mind. Like I said, be successful. Always mess with the white supremacist mind.